Jim Jordan is demanding that Congress hold hearings on cancel culture and saying, quote, "We must fight this trend before it's too late." And things are getting so bad that even liberal comedian Bill Maher is sounding the alarm.
Liberals need a stand your ground law for cancel culture, so that when the woke mob comes after you for some ridiculous offense, you'll stand your ground. Republicans have been trying to appropriate the term cancel culture to describe what happens to them when they get a just comeuppance for actual crimes. And this muddying the water is unfortunate because cancel culture is real, it's insane, and it's growing exponentially, and it's coming to a neighborhood near you.
He said just comeuppance. Amazing use of the word by Bill Maher. Greg, I caught that the next day online, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think everybody should go watch the Maher monologue on cancel culture. It was pretty strong.
Why? He's like 8 years too late, and he's also no help. He went right
Better late than never.
But he went right to the ledge, and then he lost his nerve. He only came out against cancel culture because he saw it affecting his pals. He says, you know, it's fine if Republicans get it, and the Republicans are now using cancel culture to protect themselves. So he's learned absolutely nothing. The only way that you could beat cancel culture is to share the risk. And that means you go to bat for your adversaries and vice versa. That's the only solution. And the reason why is because there's no CEO at the top of cancel culture. It's distributed and it's decentralized. It's like blockchain. It's like Q. No, you know, except it's more effective than Q and it's more contagious than Q because it preys off the need for power by bitter souls on the web. If you're not happy and successful, this is your way to get revenge. So sharing the risk, and I've said this before, is key because you need reciprocity to make the act of canceling costly. So if someone comes after Jesse for a joke he made 10 years ago, we share the risk and focus on the canceler's background because the risk sharing plus the reciprocity raises the bar of entry for this behavior, which is what we have to do because you're never going to find out who's in control of this. It's a mob mentality. It's diffuse. It's everywhere.
I heard a lot on Daytime today about Dr. Seuss, Dana. They're after Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think it's one of the reasons. It's because, you know, especially if you grew up with Cat in the Hat, and you think, wait, what? I didn't know it was racist. Look, there are some illustrations that make people think, gosh, you know, this guy, that was not appropriate. I think it's maybe good that they're not going to ban the books altogether. They could maybe do a different illustration if they felt like they needed to do that. Barack Obama, when he was president, he said something along the lines of, everybody should definitely read Dr. Seuss. And so you kind of think like, wait, what? I also think, though, that if I could talk about the Jim Jordan call for a hearing.
Sure.
So when you're in the minority, one of the things that you can do to get attention to an issue and to try to get some press is to say, I think we should have a hearing. And then because you don't control the calendar, then you can keep pointing to the Democrats saying they won't even have a hearing on this. But the Democrats should have a hearing on this, and here's why. They're losing elections because of this very issue. If you go back to even just 2020, but I would even go back to 2016, the issues of this cancel culture mentality, defund the police, for example, things like that, they really had an impact on hurting Democrats in those down ballot races in the state legislatures, in Congress. And so it's going to take somebody with intellectual honesty and a willingness to go all the way over the ledge, as Greg was saying, to point out how absurd this is, because if Democrats were smart, they would realize they're actually going to start losing even more elections because of this. Mitch McConnell calls it the grievance industrial complex. It's happening in D.C.
It's a good one.
The good news is I went to my bookshelf and I found that this book is not banned. The Lorax is still not banned. And I found Dr. Seuss's A Book About Me, which is, can't read anything in it because my handwriting is from a long time ago. But I'm happy to say that I have Dr. Seuss relics on my bookshelf still, and hopefully they won't get banned.
It could be worth a lot of money, Katie.
All right, well, hey, that's right. You should sell them on eBay.